Hello, everybody. I'm here with Willie Fernandez, the Chief Marketing Officer at Rental Escapes. Willie, thank you so much for taking the time, jump on with me, talk a little bit about what's going on at Rental Escapes and a little bit about the industry as well.
Dan, absolutely. It's always a pleasure to get together and share all the exciting things happening at Rental Escapes.
All right, so I know we're in February, but relatively new year for everyone in the industry. 25 is bringing its own slate of challenges and opportunities. I'm curious from where you're sitting, destination wise, what are some destinations that maybe have been popular in the past, maybe trended in 24 that are still on top of consumers' lists?
Yeah, I'll tell you for us, 2025 has just been rock solid. We continue to see villas really at the forefront of travel. And January was a boom. February continues to be booming. And right now, what we are seeing is tremendous demand in the Caribbean, tremendous demand in Italy, in Europe, primarily Italy. In the Caribbean, we're seeing destinations like the Turks and Caicos, the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Grand Cayman. And out in Europe, we are primarily seeing tremendous demand for Italy. We're also seeing tremendous demand for France. And we're already booking and getting plenty of requests for 2026 for the Winter Olympics.
Oh, that's interesting. So I know we just had the Summer Olympics, Winter Olympics 26. That's sort of capturing some attention too. That's an interesting thing to already talk about.
Yeah, we're talking to guests right now about the Olympics. We're also talking to guests about the solar eclipse taking place in Spain as well. So, what I've seen is prior to the pandemic, a lot of guests were booking the villas, and then they were saying, okay, now I'm going to this destination. What is there for me to do? Coming out of the pandemic, what we have seen is that the villa has become the byproduct of the experience. So guests are coming to us saying, listen, I want to go to the Winter Olympics and I need tickets and I want all these different kinds of experiences. And I know you guys can arrange it. Where can I stay? I want to go see the solar eclipse. Here's where I want to stay. Tell me what you have. So there's been a massive flip from the experience being a byproduct of the villa to now the villa being a byproduct of the experiences. And we're watching guests each and every day going into these destinations, really wanting to experience them in really unique ways, whether they want to head down to Costa Rica and go zip lining or learn how to surf or play with the sloths, to learning how to bonefish in the Turks and Caicos, to wanting to play the old courses out in Scotland. We just brought on some incredible product out in Scotland, castles to be in fact, that have access to the old courses. So, we're really tailoring our product to guests who want to experience these destinations in some of the most unique ways possible.
Yeah, you mentioned events and experience, the solar eclipse, the Winter Olympics. I know the Jubilee is happening in Rome through 25 too, so I'm sure advisors are getting interested in their clients with that. And then you mentioned the events too. I'm curious, events and experiences. Everyone spoke about bucket lists during COVID and how those were being presented as something that were sort of mandatory for clients now and something they were not budging on. They were pursuing, checking items off their bucket list. And it seems like event and experiences are sort of along those same lines, is that clients want to pursue specific events. They want to see things. They want to experience things. And that seems to be something that's changing consumer behavior and something that fits what you were just saying.
Absolutely. And, I'll tell you, one of the biggest changes is what used to be a guest's bucket list item is no more. It's now become a to-do list. Even for myself personally, I'll tell you, one of my bucket list items was to be able to take my children to Alaska. And coming out of the pandemic, the moment I knew we could travel again, I didn't hesitate. I didn't wait. I took them to Alaska. And we are watching guests, again, take those bucket list items and move them into the to-do list. And yes, they are looking for inventory. They're looking for the villas to be able to take advantage of these really unique events and experiences all around the world. And we're accommodating them.
I'm curious. Everyone speaks about availability now. It seems to be the big issue. I know prior during the pandemic was demand in the beginning of those years, but now it seems to be availability. I know rental escapes and the villas are a different kind of segment. How is it when it comes to availability for these big events? How about the booking window too, for when it comes to booking villas for these big events? Is it different than the typical hotel resort? Is it different from your experience as well?
Well, unlike a hotel where it's typically, 2 to 3 guests that are traveling in a particular hotel room, for us, what we see on average is 10 to 12 guests. So for us, our booking window is much further out, right? So as I mentioned, we're
Okay.
already booking deep into 2026. We're already booking for the eclipse. We're already booking for Winter Olympics. So guests know, especially when there's 10 to 12 of them that are traveling, that they are booking well in advance. And we make it a point to talk to our partners, to talk to our homeowners, to make sure that very specific key dates are available. Our villa specialists know exactly what villas are available during these peak periods. So when we're getting those requests, that's typically where we are recommending our guests going into the villas, because it could be a proximity to a particular venue. We may not want a guest having to travel an hour to get to a particular venue. So, we may have a villa that may be 10 to 15 minutes away, and our villa specialists are trained and they have that information at their fingertips. Again, it just enhances the overall experience for the guest.
Yeah. Okay. So booking window is good. Um, the booking window is important to know about. Availability is important to know about. Anything else your partners are concerned about, or anything else that's trending amongst your partners this year for types of vacations or destinations, or anything else you're hearing about that's really driving this segment or driving the industry in general in 25?
There's still a tremendous demand for staffed villas. And as myself and our product team continue to bring on villas, and again, what's important about our villa portfolio is, we have everything from a 1 bedroom to a 37 bedroom, and we're in over 170 destinations around the globe. But all of our villas have been fully vetted. They're inspected by us. So we know the quality of that particular, of every villa. But at the same time, when we're going in and we're vetting these villas and we're inspecting these villas, we're also looking to make sure that the villas either come with a member of staff or are fully staffed, because we continue to see more and more guests wanting to have that staffed experience at the villa, so that they really feel like they are on vacation and someone is taking care of every need. So we have seen a tremendous rise in the number of requests we receive for staffed villas, and that's really been a key focus for us. It was a focus for us in 24, and it continues to be a focus for us in 25 to find those villas.
Yeah, and even speaking with other villa companies regularly, those staff villas, I know the repeat rate is really high for consumers. They love that experience. They love being able to personalize their villas. So I think it's really a real great point for travel advisors.
And,
Before I
and,
let
and
you go,
Dan,
Willie,
and Dan,
go
to
ahead.
that point, it's important for the travel advisors to know. I just finished doing the analysis at the beginning of the year. Repeat rates on villas coming out of 2024, we saw it run around 37%, which is a really strong repeat
Yeah,
rate, right? Guests are understanding, when they look at the cost of the villa on a per bedroom night, and they compare that to a resort or a hotel, when they compare it to the fact that they have a chef at the villa who's preparing their meals, they have a housekeeper who's maintaining everything for them, they're in the comfort of their own private space, they like that experience. And then you combine that with the award-winning service that our concierge team does by creating all these experiences for them in the destination. It's one of the reasons why we're seeing guests come back year after year. In fact, we even have guests that come back 2-3 times a year because of the experience. So they're vying for the villa. For their big multi-gen trip, they may take the 6, 7, or 8 bedroom, but there may be just a couple that, same family will take 2 or 3 and just do a smaller trip. So they're opting for the villas instead of the resorts and hotels.
yeah, sort of the freedom and the customization I know is a big thing with villas. Like I've heard about skip gen trips. I've heard about trips where a pair of grandparents might cycle people in and out of the house for a week. They might have one of their children stay here one night, and then the next night it might be another set of, or the next week it might be another set of children. So I know there's sort of an incredible amount of unique opportunities available with villas. Yeah, before I let you go, Willie, I want to let you talk about anything else that's new with rental escapes. I know we touched a little bit about the trends in the beginning of the conversation, but is there anything else that's new or anything else travel advisors should keep an eye out for?
Yeah. So, right now we are booking deep into 2026. Christmas and New Year's in 2025 is booking very well, as is, we're already getting requests for 2026 for Christmas and New Year's. So if you have guests that are really interested in traveling for the holidays in 25 and 26, you want to get them booked now, because the larger villas are starting to get booked up. At the same time, we have our travel advisor portal on the Rental Escapes website, rentalescapes.com. There's a link that says travel advisors. There we have a complete marketing resource library of tools for you to use, including our brand new collection of magazines. These are unbranded magazines, which we call Reimagine. Right now, there's 13 of 20 that are live on the site. By the end of the year, we will have all 20 magazines there. And these are magazines that you can share with your clients. They are full of content around the villas, around the destinations, around experiences. And we are getting a lot of positive feedback from the travel advisors who have started to use these magazines. They've been generating leads, and they've also been generating sales. So, travel advisors, you definitely want to visit the Rental Escapes website. You also want to register on the portal because we do have the industry's first and only rewards program. And with our rewards program, you are able to earn free villa stays for your own personal vacations. So, Dan, for us as a company, we continue to support the travel advisor community in countless numbers of ways. And we've got some exciting things that we are going to be rolling out in 2025 for the advisors.
All right, so we'll make sure we have that link dropped into this to the description below this video, so all the advisors can check out the portal, check out the website, and all the marketing materials you mentioned. Willie, thank you so much for your time. It was always really, really pleasure to speak with you, and I appreciate all the insights.
Dan, absolutely. Always love getting together, and look forward to seeing you soon.
All right, take care.
Take care.